Grab 2 Michaels crates and get extra seating in just 30 minutes. First, grab a stair tread from any local home improvement store. Place it face down on your floor and choose 4 caster wheels to screw to each side. Once your wheels are secure, flip your stair tread over, and this is the base of your bench. Then apply wood glue to the bottom side of each of your crates. Be sure to glue the long side of the crate. Place your first crate glue side down onto the stair tread. Repeat this step with the second crate on the opposite side. Apply wood glue to the top side of each crate now, ensuring to also put it along the slats as you did the first. Place your second stair tread on top of the crates. This will be the top of your bench. Insert screws into all 4 corners of your bench. This will provide more stability, screwing the 2 stair treads into each crate. Finally, stain, paint, or leave your bench au naturel. I decided to stain my bench with a charcoal stain and rough it up a bit for a more rustic look. I love the way this bench turned out. This has to be one of my favorite crate projects. It's fully functional and I use it for storage, seating, and sometimes I even roll it out to use it as a coffee table.
The next time you're at Home Depot, grab yourself 2 of their wooden crates and then pick up 4 of their hardware angled top plates and as well 4 legs in any style or design that you like. So to begin, I'm going to take my crate and using some 100 grit sandpaper, I'm just going to give it a little light sanding just because some of these edges of these crates stick out. There's some chipping of the wood just to smooth it down a bit. Then I'm going to use Hollow Hill from Country Chic Paint. And I'm going to paint on this gorgeous green on my crate, making sure that I get the insides and the outsides of the crate. Once I've done that and let it dry, I'm going to take some plywood that I pre-cut to fit to the size of the bottom of the crate. And I'm just going to give it a stain color with this maple gel stain from Deco Art. And I'm going to do that on both pieces. Once I've done that and all my paint is dry, I'm going to go ahead with this pre-glued veneer edging and using a little mini iron, I'm going to iron this on around the edge of the plywood to cover the unfinished edge. This is super easy to do. You just go around with the iron and there's a glue already on the back side and this just bonds directly to the wood. I can do it around the corners as well. And then once it's done, I just cut off the excess. So I'm going to do this on both pieces of my plywood so that I have a nice finished edge. Once that is done, I'm going to come in and do the sides of the veneer edging just so it matches the top part of my plywood that I pre-stained. Next, I'm going to use some Gorilla Wood glue and I'm going to put this on the side of the crate. So I want to make sure that the crate opening is facing out, and then I'm going to be putting my wood piece on it, making sure that the stain side is showing through the bottom. I'm going to clamp it and let this fully dry. Next, I'm going to come in with my angle plate and I'm going to put those at all 4 corners of the plywood. Once I have this fully attached, I'm going to go ahead and screw on my legs that I bought. Once this is done, I'm going to take my second crate and I'm going to add some Gorilla Wood glue to that as well. And then I'm going to place it on top, making sure that the backs are on the same side. I'm going to clamp this as well and let the wood glue fully set for about 12 hours. Once the glue is set, I'm going to go ahead and take my second piece of plywood and I'm going to attach that to the top using some small finishing nails just to tap that into place. With that, this project is complete and what I have is a cute, adorable little shelf to display some decor, books, plants, whatever I like. It's sturdy and solid and this project turned out so well and it's super easy. There's not a lot of tools involved and you can pretty much do whatever you want with this, paint it your own colors to suit your home decor and your style.
Let's head on down to Michael's and we're going to grab us a wood crate. We're also going to need some pallet wood, so let's get that out. First thing we're going to do is grab a scrap piece of plywood. We're going to cut this the same width and same length as 4 of the wood crates. Once we got it cut, we're going to go to the scrap pile and grab some scrap wood. We're going to make the legs, make sure they're all even at 6 inches. Next step is to take the scrap wood that we have for the legs and we're going to pre-drill and put them on our piece of plywood. Next, we're going to use a lot of wood glue here. We're going to put it out all over the area that we need on the piece of plywood, and we're going to put that crate down. But not just the glue, we're going to use some finished nails to hold it in place. Once we get that first one on in the middle, we're going to put the next one on to the side of it and work our way down with the wood crates till we have 4 of them. Once we do that, we're going to get some primer and we're going to put it all over the wood on the wood crates. We need this because primer helps the paint stick and adhere to the wood. Without it, you might get some flaking. I did notice though I didn't like the bottom of how the wood crates looked, so I did do a little trim piece of 1x2 pine and I put it on there. Again, I did use some glue to make sure it stays in place. Next is time for paint. We want to make sure we get a good high quality paint, and this can be the color of your choice. For me, I went with white. It's what goes with the decor in our house. And I'm going to put 2 coats of that paint on there, and I got to make sure I do get that trim. The one thing I don't need to do is the top. Once I get all that done, I'm going to go ahead and cut that pallet wood up and start splitting it. I just need small pieces. So I'll cut one side, and some of them will have nails in them. So we're going to go ahead and pop those out. Some of the nails just come right out real easy. Once you get that nail out, toss it away. Next, I'm going to measure the middle of the top of our pallets. Again, we have 4 of them, and then I'm going to use a speed square to get a 45-degree angle because that's what's going to start our pattern. Take your first piece of pallet wood, and you're going to lay that down, and I'm going to use some glue spread around, but it's not going to be just glue again. We're going to use some brad nails. Put those in there, and that's going to hold it in place till the glue dries. Next, we're going to go with that second piece. Again, do you see the pattern starting to merge here? We're going to put that down, use a few brad nails to hold it in place, and then we're going to put the next one. See, this one's bigger. You can alternate as you go down. Now, what I wanted to do was make sure that I went down, chose the piece I want. You can see that I left some of the nail holes because it gives a wonderful look to this decor. Just keep working your way down, glue and brad nails all the way to the end. Once I'm done with the top, it's time to straighten it up. I'm going to put a guide board on, and I'm going to take my skill saw, and I'm going to cut it all the way down the edge. Being very careful to go slow and make sure I get that nice straight piece. Now it's time to go ahead and cover all the edges with some trim board. And once I get that trim board, it's time to precondition the wood. This is very simple to do. You just wipe on this precondition because it is made of pine, and when you stain it, it'll get blotchy. So I'm going to put this preconditioner on, and when it's ready and it dries for 30 minutes to an hour, it's time to put some stain on. I went with some dark walnut on this one. Now watch this. Because I preconditioned the wood, it looks a lot better and it doesn't make it blotchy. I'm going to go ahead and use a towel to put this on instead of a brush. I'm going to put it all over the top and the sides where the trim piece is. Once I get this stain on and let it dry, the last thing we got to do is put some polyurethane on. That's going to give it that professional finish. It's going to take 2 coats, and you can do 3 if you want. That's going to make it durable and ready to go. Once it's all dried up, look at this. This thing turned out absolutely amazing. Just 4 crates and some free pallet wood turned it into this work of art. I couldn't have been more happy. But what I wanted to do was use it for a TV stand, and it went great with a new TV I bought for the family. I hope you enjoyed this easy DIY crate TV stand. Thank you for watching Home Talk, and we'll catch you next time.